Shutdown 2025 on WTOP. That federal shutdown began a few hours ago, and you could be affected even if you're not a federal worker. Good morning, I'm John Aaron.
I'm Michelle Basch. This happened after a Republican stopgap funding measure was defeated before a midnight deadline. Our team coverage of the vote and its far-reaching impacts starts with WTOP's Mitchell Miller, today on the Hill.
Necessary, avoidable, and just so uncalled for.
Senate Majority Leader John Thune speaking following the vote, which was
MLK Memorial in West Potomac Park, is that right?
60 votes needed. 3 Democrats joined Republicans in voting for the bill, which would have extended
maybe it is. I'm going to leave it out.
November 21st.
Okay.
Kentucky's Rand Paul was the only Republican to vote against it. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer makes no apologies for the vast majority of Democrats voting against the measure, saying his party needed to take a stand to try to protect Americans' health care.
It remains the wrong option today because it does nothing, absolutely nothing, to solve the biggest health care crisis in America.
On Capitol Hill, Mitchell Miller, WTOP News.
So with the shutdown underway, what is open and what is closed? WTOP's Luke Lukert is looking into that and joins us live now from the MLK Memorial. Luke.
As the sun is rising over the tidal basin here at the MLK Memorial, you can see joggers run through these memorials, and that's because the National Park Service says open-air memorials and national parks are going to be remaining open during the shutdown. So think things like the Jefferson Memorial, FDR Memorial, Lincoln Memorial, those will remain open. But over half of NPS staff are furloughed, joining the roughly 750,000 workers across the government that have seen their job at a standstill, and that's causing places like the Washington Monument, for instance, to shut down. So no elevator rides up to the top from now on until the government reopens. But the nearby Smithsonian museums are still remaining opening for any sort of visitors that are coming to the D.C. area. They're using last year's funding to keep the doors open until October 6th. And if you need to run to the post office, don't worry, it's going to remain open throughout the shutdown as well. Reporting live at the tidal basin, Luke Lukert.
Thank you, Luke. Now, we want to know your thoughts on the shutdown. How are you and your family affected? Share your story, send us a message or a voice note through the WTOP News app. Click the feedback button in the app's navigation bar. Also, if you have questions for us, we have what you need to know about the shutdown on our FAQ page at WTOP.com.
There's a new message urging federal employees not to blame the White House for the shutdown. Federal News Network's Jory Heckman has details.
Broadly distributed across the federal workforce, states President Donald Trump opposes a government shutdown and blames congressional Democrats for a lapse in funding. The Trump administration says it will lay off even more federal employees during a government shutdown. This comes as employees who accepted the deferred resignation program are now officially separated from their jobs. Trump told reporters at the White House that he's in favor of deeper cuts to the federal workforce.
Okay.
Yeah. Just wondering if we can fit it all in.
Things that we didn't want.
Yeah,
Jory
good question.
Hickman, Federal News Network.
With the shutdown now here, WTOP's John Doman says area food banks know they'll soon be getting more calls for help.
They're already putting an increased demand on nonprofits like the Capital Area.
Yeah,
Food
we can
Bank.
jam
The
in the chief.
shutdown
We teased it,
ratchet
right?
that up even more.
There are many federal government workers at income levels.
I mean, I
that
can
don't
drop maybe
give
the
them
last
that much of a
line if
financial
you want me to.
cushion if they're
Yeah.
supporting families.
Capital Area Food Bank CEO Rob
Okay.
Mathia.
We
I'll do
could
that.
see a rapid increase in people who need help.
And it'll start as soon as that first paycheck is missed, if it goes that long. Now, a shutdown nearly 7 years ago went on for more than a month, and she says when that happened, they started holding pop-up giveaways in areas where a lot of Fed workers live.
And we just saw lines that, went around the block and in many cases, many blocks as individuals came through. Many of them shocked that they had to stand in line to get food.
John Doman, WTOP News.
In other news this morning, a man is dead after police say he charged at a local police chief and the chief shot him. It happened yesterday in Riverdale, where Cheverly Police Chief David Morris and a group of officers were investigating a stabbing that happened earlier in the day in Cheverly. Police say officers found a car along Greenland Street that they thought was connected. Then Morris came across a man outside believed to be the stabbing suspect who was armed with knives. Police say the man charged at Morris and then Morris opened fire. The suspect died at the scene. His name has not yet been released. Morris wasn't hurt. He's been placed on restricted duty until an investigation is finished.